Did you know that Company of Heroes has a series of different esports tournaments and leagues? The new RTS game looks quite promising for a new esports title, and today we'll discuss the future of its competitive scene.
Oh dear. Caro gets hit by the Shermans. Elpern's having to go in now. You can't see it, but I know his victory point score is super low at the moment. Caro goes in. Shermans have to get the kill here. Oh, and there's possibility of an anti-tank grenade. He gets out of there in the nick of time. Fresh Karos comes in. He's one shot from the gods. Can't quite make it. Pioneer's back onto the victory point, and he stops the bleed.
Apart from StarCraft, Warcraft and Age of Empires, it's really hard to name any other RTS games that had at least a resemblance of actual esports and competitive culture. Sure, we had or even have some cups and leagues running games like Command & Conquer 3, Supreme Commander and some others, but Company of Heroes 3 looks to be the most promising right now. Company of Heroes actually has quite a long-running history of competition, but it was always local and really small in scale. However, this is one of the few RTS games that wasn't abandoned by the developers and was constantly updated with balance patches, maps and other cool stuff for multiplayer. And both the first and second game always had a somewhat steady player base, from 7 to 10,000 players online on average. And while these numbers have never been really high, Company of Heroes 2 had its own tournament series, so-called Master League, where the best players competed against each other.
And the SU backing him up. Rakettenwerfer does stand in his way, but not much else. He's going to get round the side there. King Tiger's summoned into action yet again.
Schwer doing his best to help out there. Stuff on.
Ooh, King's in trouble. King's in big trouble. SU's following. We could see a ram here. Yes, we do indeed. A ram. More target as well. The King's going down. Someone needs to save him. SU's going to get the kill. There we go.
The game featured 5 factions, 3 for allies and 2 for Axis. The general rule is simple: you play the same map twice, switching the sides. And also, each faction can pick up to 3 commanders that unlock special abilities or unique units. Thus the balance is really interesting and there is a good frame for each match. It's also quite easy and entertaining for viewers. Since it's based on real history, it's understandable for anyone who graduated from school.
Oh boy. Cinnabar. He's in trouble. Sits in it. He can see it due to this icon. Oh, rear hit from the front. Wow. That's special.
But Company of Heroes 2 always struggled with balance issues, but that's a common theme for any RTS games out there. And yet it still had unique 5 factions, different playstyles, good skill scaling and skill progression. Everything you need for a proper esports game. But obviously in 2013 esports had only started growing and most companies and game publishers never even considered such things. But in 2023, the situation is different, the market is many times bigger. Company of Heroes 3 still has a lot of balance issues and the game is kinda raw and needs a lot of polishing and balance fixing. But it already had its first tournament, and the player base is curious to see how things will develop in future. So it seems like Company of Heroes series has everything it needs to become really big. But what is stopping it from becoming a proper esports? Well, here are a few theories. First of all, as you know, the game is based on World War II, and it's a pretty sensitive topic for many people, and the whole historical event remains quite controversial even so many years after that. Many people would be upset seeing the Wehrmacht winning tournaments after dominating the US and UK army, well, simply because it's a direct association with Nazi and it might offend hundreds of people. And we even had such articles in gaming journalism. Well, of course everybody knows it's just a game, but it's still not acceptable for certain people. Such things stop sponsors and big brands investing in advertisements, as it might be a reputational problem. So it's really hard to organize a proper big tournament or league. However, to counter this, have you seen how many people applaud and cheer in big esports arenas when they hear this?
Terrorists win.
Yes, I'm talking about CSGO, and nobody seems to be concerned about the faction that's actually based on real-world bad people and some bad organizations. But there is another issue that stops Company of Heroes 3 and many other projects. If you take a look at almost every esports game, each time it became successful, there was a huge support from the developers and publishers. Blizzard sponsored StarCraft 2 tournaments for almost 13 years, Riot is babysitting both League of Legends and Valorant, and Valve is also injecting some cash into Dota 2 and CSGO. For Relic Entertainment and Sega, it's not the case, unfortunately. They even aimed for single-player streams when marketing the game, and they were surprised to see more people turning in for multiplayer, which already indicates that their approach is quite different. And this is the key problem. The developers and publishers aren't really looking into a big esports future for that game, even though they welcome any self-organized events. So, as unfortunate as it is, I don't expect Company of Heroes 3 to be big in regards to tournaments and leagues due to lack of interest from devs, publishers and sponsors. But it doesn't mean you cannot enjoy local things that are going on now. Check out AoE channel for updates on this topic. And also, don't forget to share your opinion in the comments. Would you like to see any kind of big esports in that game or not? And that's it for now. Check my update for StarCraft 2 esports in 2023, and of course, have a nice day and see you next time.